Hey everybody, User here again with some more Maximum Football. We'll call it 2024 now. And I have two plays. I'm going to play them at speed with no commentary. So there's two clips here, and I was sitting on this corner route touchdown for about a month or so. And the other clip is Ryan Moody actually just made a video about it the other day, and he wasn't real pleased with it. So I wanted to kind of take a look for myself and maybe break it down just from a little bit more of a football perspective. So this first clip, and I chose these two because there's a little bit of gameplay tweaks between the two that I'm really happy to see. And some of the older, videos that I've, kind of covered, football is starting to be represented a little bit better in each. So just from the offensive defensive lines, I'll cover that in, both clips as well. But we're looking at looks like a cover one here. So you're going to get a safety blitzing down. And again, this is logic that I think comes in like that tier 2 or 3 where you'd like to see this guy somehow get himself in the box here so that he can deliver this blitz a little bit better. But you're going to have man-to-man, man-to-man, and you're going to have a deep safety in the middle of the field. He's going to be covering the middle. Outside corner is an inside shade technique here. You can see he's got inside leverage against the corner route. And, as a DB from a man-to-man perspective, usually you're taught inside shade. This is the wide side of the field. So this is what's traditionally known as an island. So you got to be a really good corner to come out here. You don't have a linebacker splitting the difference. You do have a safety, but he's playing the middle of the field. So basically this entire section of the field is what we refer to as the island, okay? As you can see here, the inside shade, he makes room for the corner route to develop. It's a 2 or 3 step drop here in the pocket. Quarterback just delivers the ball to a spot. Get this cool little animation here that plays out, and I'll talk about that a little bit more here. Safety's, slow to get over. Football's being represented in this game. And I really like that. This is a 3-man line. A lot of these clips look like they're coming out of a 3-4 or like some sort of like dime defense or something like that where there's only 3 men on the field. The logic for the line has really been cleaned up, I think. And I just want to speak on their delay. I have not had a good football game since Backbreaker. So if this game takes me a little bit more time to enjoy before it's released, it's already been, 13 years. I think I'll be okay with a little bit more. Some more logic that I think is being cleaned up is the route running. In some of the clips I did cover when I first started kind of like paying attention to this game, the receivers didn't look like they were doing a good job of simulating going in and out of cuts. Now I think they're starting to really develop that. If you take a look at the tight end here, right before he makes the cut, you could see him plant, lock in, and run that post really crisp. Same with this outside route. Plants down, his pad level changes, and then he's into his route. So they're doing some cool stuff like that. I definitely think the top of the screen here, you'll see this inside foot plant before he breaks that route outside. It's a good stick and representation that agility and the physics engine of this game matter when it comes to where your feet are planted in route running and stuff. So let's get into the second clip here. We'll talk about that a little bit. Now this is the clip Ryan Moody was talking about. I don't know what his complaint really was. I'm trying to find some bad football here. So against this team, we're looking at looks like a 4-3 defense. You have 4 men here with the spread formation. I don't know if these are linebackers or a dime package where you would have your 3rd, 4th corners on the field. The reason the safeties are weird is because I think there's a corner blitz coming from here. So one of these players is man on, and the other safety, I believe, is man on to help cover for that. It's a very weird alignment, but when you look at it from what happens, post snap, you'll understand. The lineman logic again is getting far superior to where it was even like 3 to 4 months ago. We'll look at it here. Again, I'd like to see the steps be switched where he would kick step with his outside foot, but You don't have any spinning or turning or any weird stuff really happening. They're engaging. They're creating a pocket here. You could see this pre-snap. We'll just talk about it. This play is essentially a man beater. So you're going to have your slot receivers running, 5-yard outs. Your inside or your outside receivers would be running a 5 to 7 yard in route, creating a pick or a rub here. So top of the screen here, we're watching it. Receivers get out of their breaks. They're coming here hot. The inside's coming. He's going to run himself wide open. With the blitz, it doesn't look like anybody's covering the running back either, so that puts him in a lot of space here as well. Pocket's sort of breaking down here a little bit, so it kind of probably forces this CPU or this player-controlled quarterback to get rid of the ball. And, in situations where the ball's got to come out quick, sometimes you just go to what you believe is your hot read. Slot blitz is coming, so the offensive lineman identifies that he's not spinning around anymore, so he's getting ready to engage this player. But as you can see here to the top of the screen, the player can't run through this. It creates a natural pick to where the separation would create a nice easy throw out here. Up here at the top of the screen, I think they're playing against a much better corner. You get this out movement here at the line of scrimmage. Corner stays flat with it in his man coverage assignment and is now picking it up. This guy looks like he's running his in-breaking route more like he's basically trying to stack this corner to get him to overcommit and play that inside shade, basically helping create separation here to the outside. But with the pocket breaking down, it forces a throw. Now, this corner is playing man on this receiver. This pass is to this guy. So he's throwing the ball out here in anticipation. Because this corner played such good positioning, his eyes are able to recognize where the ball is going, which allows him to come up and make a break on the ball, get a hand on it. Very risky pass by the offense, in my opinion. So this is a pretty clean looking play to me. I don't know what Ryan's issue was with it, but again, you have good safety backpedal. It looks like a cover one, so he's backpedaling to the middle of the field here. A lot of really good football was represented, in my opinion. It's not perfect, but again, it's going to have its issues. I believe Maximum Football, Axis Football, all these games that aren't EA are going to fall under basically a tagline: can I overlook flaws to support you? And our second option is bend over and let EA continue to just wreck me from behind. So, in my choice, I'm willing to overlook some flaws to support some of these developers to an extent, okay? And that's why I'm covering Maximum Football the way that I am. So I wanted to do more of an in-depth look here at the offensive lines, just to kind of go through them. You get some good engagement here from the interior guys. This game desperately needs a double team for the offensive line logic because they're struggling right now to do that. It would clean this up so much better. That's just my opinion. You get a cool spin move here from the nose, trying to get separation. The swim move takes this guy inside. It just looks like football to me, and that makes me really happy. This guy gets dogged by this 73, and he ends up face down on the ground with a push-pull by the offensive line. So very cool stuff, in my opinion, from the offensive line in that clip. And this clip here highlights that there's a new stance I've noticed in the clip that I just recently saw on X and Ryan's channel. So this is a standing edge pre-snap, defensive look. So I think that's another thing that they've kind of added in, is some basically varying stances for some of the players on the field. Again, as like an outside edge rusher, that's a traditional, edge rush stance. So again, for 4-3, you're going to have a four-man rush with a slot blitzer here. It looks like they get it picked up pretty good. The interior guy gets a pretty good, bull rush here. This is breaking down a little bit on the edge, but again, a lot of good football, in my opinion, is happening here. Now, one thing I did want to talk about real quick is in Madden, I've noticed a lot of people are user controlling linebackers and putting them over top of like the center, the guard. because the logic in Madden right now is pretty busted at best, to where they're pulling this blocking assignment while they're letting people walk right by them. It doesn't look like Maximum is suffering from that issue yet, at least. So, to my understanding, some good stuff's being represented here. So here's this play from earlier. This is the catch. Now, the player does make a good catch, but his logic spins him in like 180-degree the wrong way. It's a beautiful animation. I love it. But the thing that I have a problem with is the logic should just make an easy, nice throw here, basket catch, or turn your back to the sideline, back pedal, make a nice, easy catch with all the separation you created. Otherwise, great play. One thing I want to cover too, real quick, and we're going to look at the A button player here. I think another thing that they've cleaned up is at the snap in a lot of these games, you have these nice football stances, but as the play snaps, everyone immediately will just stand straight up and down. And this clip again is from like a month or so ago. We're looking here, kind of snaps into play, gets a nice kind of push off release. Here's this current play that they posted, and look at these players specifically and how much cleaner they look coming out off of the snap here. So they dip down, they're getting their momentum built so they can get into their route. I just thought that was something kind of neat that I noticed. Interior wise, again, you got a lot of snap coming right off the snap. Again, they're making progress, which to me shows that the delay was worth it. I think by the time this game comes out, I'm hoping they have some double team logic here. A lot more of the offensive line, defensive line kind of has a little bit better animation, pre and post snap. I'm just liking what I'm seeing a lot. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.